Welcome everyone to the finale of Challenger League Season 11 here at the Adelaide Street Circuit for the Australian C-Prix. We've got a title fight underway between Kata and Matimar as we get this sprint qualifying underway. I'm joined by Nuno today, and it's a tight one so far. Kata in the lead of the championship, and he's 15.5 points ahead of Matimar heading into this round, and Kato, who is yet to be seen today, back by 5 points from the leading Colombian here as we get halfway through the lap into the big hairpin around that corner at the end of the Brabham Straight and through the permanent section. On board with Kata. He's putting in a solid time at the moment. Bit of a mistake at the final corner, but it should be enough to see him take pole position ahead of his closest rival here. So yes, Kata in front with that special VEO livery. Potentially his last race for the team today. Matimar will join him on the front row and will be hoping to salvage any points he can from the Colombian. Nico Minardi in P3 will try to ensure that Kata gets away well. Saucy in P4, continuing a decent run of form in terms of qualifying. Lololol in P5, then it's Ethan in 6th, 6Y finishing 7th behind, in front of Mr. Bubbles. Galomi and Pumpkin 9th and 10th. Then it's Game on Goose, Vlad 1 and Alexei Drozdov to round us off. See, only 14 drivers in the first race today. Still looking for some extra drivers to fill in some of the open spots on the grid today. But it's a long trip down to the land down under, and some people just haven't been able to make that trek.
This start will really be a very crucial one. If Kader can get away, then he might get some more extra points compared to the Polish driver, and Minardi could be a huge help for the Colombian today.
Absolutely. It will be difficult though. This is a truck where battling could cost you a ton of time, and especially in the wet, we're going to see collisions and chaos all over the place.
Yeah, those 90-degree turns are not forgiving.
Absolutely not. We bring you to the grid now. Kata leading us away. Fire red lights. And we are underway for our sprint race here. Matimar seeming to get a better start than Kata. They're side by side into the center S. It's Matimar in front heading into that first 90-degree corner. Both of them find a bit of contact here. Lololol behind is slowed up, and Kata is away. Ethan slowing down. Massive amount of cars finding a lot of trouble as they enter the Brabham Straight here. Into that last hairpin there. Huge trouble here for Matimar. He gets swamped by the midfield. That might be decisive for the title here. Kata is running away into P1. Matimar is down in 10th here. It's Ethan and Lololol, the other two on the podium at the moment. Bubbles trying to fight his way through. Saucy also in that fight as well. There's even more trouble. Nico Minardi going wide. Oh, it's absolute carnage here. Bubbles going super wide at the end of Hutt Street. But it is Kata running away from the pack. It's a 5-way fight for P2 at the moment. Lolo finds a lot of trouble. Matimar is back into P2, fighting Pumpkin here as we enter the final corner. And Pumpkin,
my God,
with a huge shove, just goes way too wide into Foster's. And wow, Saucy now into P2, and Kata is absolutely checked out.
What a chaotic start. People just going wide, just crashing around there. Really, Mati got absolutely killed by the newest JL champion.
Matimar tries to make a move on Saucy there. Just gets the switchback not really working for him. Even more trouble behind them. Vlad trying to get past Lololol, our current promoted JL champion, just a few moments ago. Ethan also finding the JL champion a bit of trouble here. Finds some grass. Behind them, Alexei, starting from the back of the field, is now in 8th place. Galomi, Nico Minardi and 6Y. Not great starts for those two. Dawn and Bubbles at the back of this pack with Goose at the very back of the field, but it is Kata now almost 4 seconds in front, and he is absolutely running away with this lead. The most Matty can do now is potentially take a fastest lap and second place with a bit of slipstream. But it's Saucy behind the pole here, not going to give him any chances, and a win here from Kata.
Well, Matty making mistakes,
yeah,
he shouldn't.
Not good there for him. A win here for Kata will almost secure the title for him, at least against Matima. We'll have to see if Kato can arrive for the sprint, but it will be, for the feature race, but it will be a big task to overcome. Saucy still in running in P3, behind them Pumpkin, then Ethan, Lololol in 6th place, then it's Vlad and Alexi, Golomi, Nico Minardi, Juan Dawn. Still a big pack fighting for the last few positions in the top 10. Massive incident there between 1 and 6Y, and 6Y is at the very back of the field now. Both going wide on the entrance into Hutt Street, unfortunately. Kata rounding us off into lap 7 now, and his pace really hasn't dropped off at all. His last lap just 0.02 behind his personal best and fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, so at some point I saw a big crash into the airpin. It was like Ethan and a few drivers like Vlad and all of that. They just crashed really hard on the airpin. It was like a 4-driver crash there, and it was really chaotic.
Very chaotic, and it seems that stuff slowly simmers down. It's more about the driver's pace now. Pumpkin making a mistake at Foster's corner, the very end of the lap. Ethan and Lololol chasing him down for P4. As they go through the 2 and 3 90-degree corners, exiting Hutt Street and into Jones Street. And they've really caught up to Pumpkin now. Ethan right on his tail, taking that slipstream as we're heading towards the hairpin. Lololol tries to make a move here, gets past Ethan, doesn't get past Lololol just yet. Behind them is Vlad, Nico Minardi, Alexi Drozda being caught up between those two, and Golomi as well is in this fight. Golomi finding the gravel at Foster's corner there, and it's still Vlad in P7. Nico Minardi trying to make a move on the inside. Alexi makes a huge dive, and it's not going to work, no! Alexi gets shoved off, and surprisingly enough, Nico Minardi doesn't go along with him. There, it was an interesting bit of on-track action there. And Ethan's actually lost a lot of time. I'm not sure what happened there. It had to be a situation at the hairpin, probably involving Lololol there, as he puts in his personal best lap. Saucy is really dropped off now, and Lololol and Pumpkin can see the podium in sight with 4 laps to go. And actually, Matima, for all things considering with how his gap has been, he hasn't really dropped off from Kata too much, but it looks like that fastest lap point will definitely belong to Kata at this stage of the race. That 30.53, probably impossible to replicate on these older, worn, wet tyres.
Yeah, that start was really crucial. Kata just managed to pull away and control the race while Matty had a lot of trouble. So far, he at least managed to get himself up to 2nd place, although with some aggressiveness, I would say. Okay, either way, he's trying to do some damage limitation, and he might be losing, I think, just 2 points or 3 points on this sprint.
Yeah. Speaking of aggressiveness, though, Pumpkin is really catching up to Saucy now, and the Norwegian is in that slipstream, but he's fallen out. A mistake at the center S gives Saucy some breathing room for now. And Lololol behind. It's also bringing Ethan and Nico Minardi into the fight. Minardi, after a pretty awful start, all things considered, could genuinely see a chance at the top 4.
Yeah, but he's gotta make these moves really quick as he goes out inside line there, but Ethan just managed to hold off.
Yeah, Ethan really holding him up there, and so is Lololol, who's really fallen back from the fight for the final spot on the podium there. It's Pumpkin and Saucy side by side, still fighting here. It looks like Pumpkin's gone ahead for the time being there. As we exit Hutt Street, it's still Pumpkin ahead. We're going to go back to the leader now because Kata is rounding the last few corners, and he is going to be the sprint winner here in Adelaide and take one giant step towards that championship he's been dreaming of today. Matima will take P2. For damage limitation, Pumpkin looks like to just edge Saucy to the line. That's third for the Norwegian. Lol, Nico Minardi through into fifth. Lol, mistake at the end there. Gets him sixth. Ethan, then Alexi. Vlad Golomi bubbles in 11th, and it's 6Y1. And finally, Game Mongoose rounding us off. A lot of trouble even in the mid-pack at the very end. You could really expect this track to be one that gaps get formed pretty quickly after an intense battle, but especially not for the mid-pack there. The group between 5th and 11th really tight there.
Yeah, a lot of battling happening, and the drivers still keeping it close. I think that big straight sort of helped that a little bit, and then the chaos, no one being able to pull away, and all of that just kept everyone close. Although there were some gaps forming at the front, but certainly not at the back where the chaos is.
But let's round us off again. Kata, Matima, Pumpkin, your podium for today. Kata, with that fastest lap in the sprint, that brings his lead from 15.5, I believe, to 17.5. So Matima will have to hope for a race win, and Kata to have an unfortunate result in this feature race to have any shot at winning the title here. Saucy in P4, good result for her. And for them. Nick Minardi in P5, great result. Lolol in 6th, and it's Ethan, Alexei Drozdov, 2 good points finishes for the HPF team, and Bobcats 9th for Vlad. Urist unable to make it to the CL race here. Golomi in P10 for VPT. Bubbles in 11th, followed by 6Y. I think his worst result for the season in 12th. Worst result excluding his DNFs, of course. 1 in 13th, and Game on Goose rounding us off in P14. So, with that, what are you expecting out of the feature race we'll have in just a few moments' time?
I expect Kader to obviously secure the title. I think at this point it gets really hard for Mati if it's 17 points and a half gap, because Mati pretty much would have to win, and Kader would have to be, I think, P9. So that's really a lot will need to happen for that for Mati to become champion today. So yeah, it's really looking hard. I mean, Kader also had to start from last place a lot of times during this season, and then when he finally managed to get those qualifying benefits, he finally started to come back, and now his pace in these final few rounds has been looking pretty solid. But yeah, we first have to see how they do in qualifying. That could be very crucial, as pole position seems to be really decisive and usually gives you a good advantage at the front. And yeah, really surviving those 93 turns in lap 1.
Especially with how the qualifying is going to go, probably, there is a lot of ways to make mistakes in this track. It is a very tight technical circuit that we love so much down here, and we'll have to see how our drivers in Challenger League will embrace that challenge in the dry.
Yeah, also the gravel, it's very deadly on the inside of some of the turns, especially on those 2 hairpins at the end. It's really very tricky, especially that first hairpin where it's a very long straight and it's hard to nail the braking points.
It's very difficult, but we'll have to see how our drivers can do. We had a pole time in Journeyman League of about a 29.47, I believe. So we'll have to see if CL can beat that time. 6Y is with a bit of mistake there on his first lap. Still got a few drivers.
It should be on the very low 29s, maybe 29.1 or something like that.
We'll have to see. I know Kata has a lot of pace here. 29.18 first lap right there. 4 hundredths ahead of Matima there. So both of those title contenders class of the field at the moment. The next best driver is Nico Minardi in P3 with a 29.65. So I have to see if...
right now you can... And right now you can certainly see the people missing here. We got no Figueroa, no Cado, and you can see a big difference between second and third. Although I believe Minardi has potential to improve.
Kata does improve though, 29.13. Minardi improves his time. Saucy moves up to P4 as we enter our last laps here.
Also, Reset to P7 is the creator of this track, so having a bit of an advantage, maybe.
Hoping for a good result here. Kata rounds the final corner. Will he improve? No. But it looks like it will not matter. He will take pole position for the Adelaide feature race, the final race of this season of Challenger League. Matima will finish 9 hundredths behind him in P2. So same top two in both the sprint and the feature race. Nico Minardi in P3 again, and Saucy in P4, I believe, again as well. So the top four staying consistent through both rounds of qualifying. Lol in P5, Eurus just joining us now in 6th. 6Y in 7th place, followed by One Dawn, Pumpkin, and Mr. Bubbles. 11th for Golomi, Vlad in 12th, and it's Ethan, Goose, and Alexei Jozdov with no time on the board, having to serve that penalty from some weeks ago. But, yeah, relatively, close qualifying, but a lot of people were unable to beat some of the faster times in JL today, which really goes to show how difficult this track can be if you're not well prepared for the challenges it can bring.
Yeah, really big skill gap, I think, between your first and third already. But yeah, I believe Mati does have potential to be in the top two again, but yeah, if Kader is also in the top two, then it's gonna be impossible. But maybe we might see Kader just getting killed at the start. But I think the problem is that for Mati, we will see Kader maybe stall a little bit, and they'll even inevitably just go side by side to the 90-degree turns on Mati's screen, and that's becomes a tough challenge there. I think that was the problem also in the sprint.
Well, we've got 33 laps of this circuit, and we'll have to see how the strategy goes. I believe 4 sets of softs could do the job here, and most of the drivers are on the softs. We've got a few hard runners and a few mediums. But we are underway here. Matimar with a great start here. This is exactly what he needs. Kata behind him now, getting caught up with Lolol and 6Y. Saucy and Eurus behind those two. But it looks like the top two have run away. Nick Minardi's really dropped back, starting on the hard tyre. It's Matimar ahead of Kata as we enter the hairpin for the first time. Lolol makes a massive shove, and Kata looks to have gotten scot-free and into the lead there. I believe Saucy was the biggest victim of Lololov's dive there. So it's Kata, Matimar, 6Y, Lololol in 3rd and 4th. Saucy, then Eurus, Nico Minardi, 6Y getting a big shove there. Lost a lot of time. Big shove there between Alexei Drozdov and Pumpkin just in the background. But it's the top two still fighting away. Matimar is heading to the lead, but Kata's got a better break point for that hairpin, and he gets back into the front. 2 laps finished. Saucy in P3, Lololol, then 6Y, Nico Minardi in P6, then it's Goose, Golomi, Vlad and Eurus, Pumpkin, Alexei, Juan, Bubbles, and Ethan at the back there. Juan just finding some trouble there, getting through those 90-degree corners with Alexei Drozdov. So we head back to the front here. It's Kata and Matimar. Matimar's got the outside. Might have a better exit here, and he does! Into the lead, Matimar through the pole, goes into the lead, but no, he might make a mistake there. Oh, it's a bit of a
big crash.
Yeah, a little bit of a crash there. I'm not too sure what was the problem in particular, because the both drivers would have seen something different, but it is Matimar heading us away. Kata in 2nd, Saucy in 6Y, the SCRs in 2 and 3, and I believe their last race for last race in CL. Lol in trying to get in the middle of those two though. We'd love to see a podium for one of these drivers, given the circumstances. It's Goose in P6 on those softs, Golomi. Then Nico Minardi fall into 8th place after starting from P3 on those hard tyres. We'll have to see if that strategy pays off in a few laps' time. Ethan challenging him, they both go wide! It's a massive crash for Nico Minardi, he's back down to 11th place, and Alexei Drozdov is now challenging him. The soft tyre runners are really hounding Nico Minardi on his hards now. See Drozdov, Bubbles, and Juan fighting away at the very back here, trying to get through the corner. Juan with a lovely switchback there. Gets out of last, but he makes a mistake and Bubbles goes right back through. Let's go back to the lead because Manimar is getting chased down by Kata here. He's Colombian back into that slipstream, 6 wide now, with the fastest lap of the race, hoping to get into P3. Challenging Lololol and his teammates. Kata makes a dive, and it was an unruly effort there. And he's lost a lot of time. And he might get caught up by Saucy here, who's a lot closer to him than he is to Matimar at the moment. 6Y and Lololol still fighting for 4th. Go ahead.
So I think Kader does have superior pace, so he should be able to catch Mati before Saucy catches him first, but maybe, I think Saucy's actually getting the slip in there.
Yeah. Saucy has caught him, and Kato is starting to feel the wear of those soft tyres. 7 laps in. Matimar's made a... Matimar's facing trouble. 6UI and Lololol have lost a lot of time, and they're getting chased down by Goose. Golomi as well. Those drivers have really dropped off after that incident there. You definitely caught it. I wasn't there for it.
I would say Lololol has certainly been causing quite a lot of issues, and now he's continuing to cause issues to Sexy Digger today, as now he finds himself just ahead of Kim on Goose, so 2 really pink drivers there is not really in a good situation.
There we go,
he's going to have to find a way of playing around him.
Matimar and Kata pitting at the exact same time. Matty on the softs, Kata going for the hard tyres. Oh my goodness. 6Y's hit the pit wall. I didn't catch that, but Lolo is scot-free in net P4 after that stop. He's actually going to fall behind Game On Goose now after that mistake. But it is Matimar in the lead with Pumpkin and Urus between him and Kata. So Kata has already lost the slipstream to Matimar. That could be incredibly decisive given the pace of the softs compared to the mediums here. And just the amount of grip you can carry for those first few laps can really make that gap extend quite quickly. Urus staying out, Pumpkin going in for a stop from his medium tyres. Nico Minardi still out, is in net P4. Behind him is Saucy on some fresh medium tyres. Then it's Lololol in P6 now. 6Y and Ethan fighting away. Ethan, I believe... No, Ethan has made a stop. But it was maybe a lap earlier than 6Y did. Goose goes through on Golomi. That was a pretty nice move there. Just caught at the back. Golomi goes back through though. He tries to make a fight with Ethan there behind them. One Dawn finally into the pits. Goose and Pumpkin, the 2 drivers representing Nordic Blizzard today, getting a little close up with each other. Oh, and Ethan's made a mistake there, and he's halted Pumpkin and Goose's progression. Bringing it back to the lead now, because Matimar has made a huge error, goes really wide into the final corner there, and Kata is slowly catching up on him. Caught up by close to 6/10 on that previous lap, and yeah, the pace is really making the difference here for the Colombian. And it's Nico Minardi still on those hard tyres in P3. Urus is the only other driver who started on the hards, and he's now in P10 on the medium tyre. It is Matimar, 1.6 seconds back. Kata gaining by close to 5/10 that lap too. So the softs are already starting to really feel bad for Matimar, and Kata is pouncing away at that gap. Just gets closer here. Matimar gets a good exit there, but it might be enough for Kata to get into that slipstream.
Also interesting to see Minardi in 3rd place. He's really trying to benefit from the clean air after a very bad start, and now here he goes into the pits after 13 laps, and now he's going for the softs.
Softs, interesting.
So I believe he might go for mediums, I think, in the end, or maybe the hards again.
Maybe the hards again for the final stint, yeah. 2-stop strategy for Nico Minardi. He's doing a good job in that video after a rough start. Let's go back to lead, actually, because Kata has actually pulled away into the lead of the race. Matimar is finding even more struggles on those soft tyres. He managed 8 laps on them the last stint, and even after 5 laps, the softs really don't feel great for him. He is in the slipstream of Kata, though. No, Kata has just let the pole through. I'm not too sure what happened there. I think Kata might have forced Matty off, so Kata might have given him the position back there. Fair bit of sportsmanship there. Yeah, absolutely. I think Alexei Drozdov is out of the race. I'm not too sure what's going on with him.
In the meantime, we still got all low on the Scuderia car more than a sandwich here, as now Sexy Digger goes for the move on him on the final turn and now trying to reconnect with his teammate there. But yeah, they're still going side by side now into the 90-degree turns, and there he goes.
Here he goes. And Saucy trying to make a struggle of this, but he is on... Oh, they're both on similarly worn tyres. But 6Y's on the mediums, goes really wide into the hairpin there at the end of the Brabham straight. Lololo trying to find something there, but it just dives into the final corner, and it's not going to work out. Galormi in for a second stop. And he's the first to make that second stop. So we'll see if that undercut can really work out. It's Kata ahead of Matimar still, as we're on lap 17. Matimar is hoping to drag those softs to the end of this stint and maybe get a nice undercut. No, but Kata goes in. He reacts. He did more than just react. He went in straight away, and Matimar has no chance at undercut. And now they're both on softs. Impressive move by tentative world champion. 6Y, Saucy, and Lol also in for another set of soft tyres. They're going to be joined on track by Vlad, just sandwiched between the two. He's really going to find struggle on that soft tyre. Very well worn. Lol will be hoping to get through on him. It's a bit of trouble though. Very tight squeeze from Vlad. They go into the corner. Vlad goes wide. Lol is through into P8. Got, I believe, Pumpkin in the pits. It's Kata, Matimar, and Nico Minardi now on the soft tyres. Is catching up to lead duo, actually. He is on significantly older soft tyres, but he's made this gap really, he's really snatched away at the gap, and any chance to maybe get a slipstream on the turn 2 could really open his race up. Urist in P4. Then it's Saucy and 6Y. I think Urist is also going for a 2-stop strategy, same as Nika Minardi. Perhaps using those mediums to ensure a safer journey to the end of the race.
Yeah, the race started also on the hards, but he pitted earlier than Minardi, so that's why he's on the mediums now. As we see now, he's getting caught up by Sexy Digger, so maybe an opportunity to slipstream there.
Maybe an opportunity here. Urist and 6Y going wide here. It looks like 6Y is through. Saucy will be hoping to join his teammate. Urist will be hoping to not get into too much trouble and just hold on to the slipstream. It'll be very pivotal for his hopes in this race.
Okay, but he has no traction right now. I think he lost the slip. No, he just managed to...
He's still got it with 6Y. And Saucy's still following behind them, so maybe not finding too much trouble with just slipstreaming the Portuguese driver. Let's go back to the lead, actually, because Nico Minardi's just made his stop. And 6Y is through into P3. So Nico Minardi will finish the race on the hard tyre for 10 laps. Matimar and Kata still running away, but Matimar is actually in the lead and also has taken the fastest lap of the race. So maybe another dimension still going on for this race yet.
Minardi actually going for 12 laps. The stint, not
12 laps, yeah, that was my mistake. Reading it, Urist finding trouble there. Yeah. Pumpkin getting alongside. Urist will have to pit this lap, and he does so. Made a bit of a crash entering there. Yeah, he made a bit of trouble entering the pit lane, just in my peripheral vision there. It's still Matimar and Kata. 6Y is starting to run away from his teammate into P3. That's going to be huge for him, especially given the forces Nico Minardi on that huge undercut on the hard tyres. That could really help him out, maybe getting that podium. For now, though, Minardi finding trouble with Pumpkin on the older medium tyre. Minardi makes a dive into the last corner there at Foster's. Side by side through the center S. And exiting Wakefield Road, it's still Pumpkin in the lead between those two drivers. Nico Minardi tries to get side by side as they enter the Brabham Straight. Let's go back to the lead though. It's still Matimar ahead of Kata. Matimar is naturally, it feels like, he's just struggling way more with the loss of grip that comes with the worn out tyres. And Kata just makes the move cleanly through the triple 90 degree corner section. And he's away with, I believe, 9 laps to go.
Yeah, this could be the decisive moment if Kata doesn't get caught here, but maybe that slow down zone may have allowed Mati to just get him back, but here they go, into the pits again.
Both into the pits, both for one last stint, the final pit stops for these two for the season. Kata has also gone through. Lolo is going for an extra lap on soft. Saucy in as well. Urist is going to potentially catch up to them. Ethan and Vlad behind in P11 gets past Golormi, but the hard tyres will be a struggle to stay in on compared to the very fresh soft tyres here. It is Kata now ahead with a gap of about half a second as we enter lap 27 of 33. This could be the final little you could say this is a victory laps for Kata here, but Matimar is going to ensure that maybe he'll have to really fight for this, for the perfect ending for his season here in Challenger League. So they go side by side into the hairpin. Kata's got the tighter corner entry, and he also gets a better exit. So it's Kata still holding on to the lead. He makes a mistake though. Matimar's right beside him again. Mati just finds some trouble going side by side in the center S's. And Kata retains the lead there. Nico Minardi has got a 5-second gap to 6 wide behind him. Can the softs make the distance there? He's got 5.5 laps to make that difference. Might be a scene too far here. Nico Minardi has driven an excellent race given the alternate strategy he's pulled off, the amount of trouble he dealt with on his opening stint.
And I think Kata just got away now from Mati. This is very, very decisive because now the distance is quite big and I don't think that any slow down zone. Ooh, and Mati, yes, that did not happen. I think it was on the final.
I'm not too sure what's happened there.
Kata might be confused as well, but
Kata is slowing down to give this final stint of the championship a one last hurrah. Unless something extreme happens, Kata will not be relinquishing his lead on the championship. It's unfortunate that Kata was not here to partake in this round, having some real troubles with his visa getting to Adelaide. But at least we've got these two drivers here giving us a show for the final race of the season and the final race of the year. Kata and Matimar just going side by side again. Matimar challenging to the outside as we get into the permanent section of the race course. Kata through into Foster's corner. 3 laps to go for the top two. Nico Minardi will hold on to P3 for as long as he can. The gap is still about 5.5 seconds, close to 6 actually. And it looks like the VO driver who's come in at the midway point of the season has put on another masterclass in alternate strategy driving. 6Y in P4. Will look to retain that position. Saucy, teammate behind him in P5. Pumpkin in 6th, then it's Golormi, Lolo, then Urist in 9th, Vlad in 10th, Ethan, Bubbles, Game on Goose, and then Alexi are sole retirement from the race so far. So, Matimar still has the fastest lap, but it is still Kata with the lead. Going side by side, Mati has the overspeed. He's going on the outside into the hairpin. Kata finds some trouble on that exit. It looks like Matimar is through, but no, they're side by side heading into Foster's corner. Kata gets the inside, and he's back into the lead just barely. Final lap of the championship here. Kata and Matimar neck and neck. Matimar tries to challenge through the inside into that corner. No, Kata makes a mistake. It's side by side into the Brabham Straight. We couldn't have had an ending more thrilling this here. Matty will have the inside. Kata, absolute lag troubles there going on. Matty's finds some trouble heading into the infield section. Kata is away, and he will take the final race of the season. He wins the feature race in Adelaide and the championship for Challenger League Season 11. His teammate Nico Minardi in P3 and Matty squeezed between the two VEO drivers at 6Y in P4. Then Saucy in 5th, Pumpkin finishes 6th, and Lolo 7th, Galormi 8th. Zerus rounds the final bread for his P9 result. And Ethan will be the last in the top 10, just barely holding on against Vlad at the death. And it's One and Bubbles side by side. Bubbles tries to make a late lunge into the final corner, but it's not going to work there. It's 13th for him, and Goose, our final finisher for today, will come in 14th. That is it for the season. Kata, our champion, our world champion, with a near flawless campaign and a near flawless race and round for today. He wins in Challenger League for Season 11 with a dazzling display of close battling through the whole race with Matty Ma. Matty, with P2, will finish P2 in the standings, and also will already guaranteed as of last race, but Riker Auto will take that Constructors crown. So it isn't a double for VEO, but it is a double podium here in Adelaide. Nico Minardi with a brilliant drive to P3. The SCRs 4th and 5th, 6Y ahead of Saucy. Then it's Pumpkin for the Nordic Blizzards. Lololol for the HRTs. Galormi in 8th, and it's Eurist and Ethan in 10th. Vlad in 11th, and it's One, Bubbles, and Goose are finishers, with Alexi our sole retirement from the weekend. And that is all for the season. What a brilliant season it was. Close fighting and a pure, proper title fight at the end, even if it didn't end quite as spectacularly as we were hoping. We'll have to see how that goes on. Kata will progress to Ultimate League next season, I believe, with the FGRs. So a lot of hopes riding on the Colombian driver as he progresses and graduates out of Challenger League. Matima and Nico Minardi potentially the next drivers to win. We'll have to see how that goes in Season 12. That'll be coming up in several weeks from now. But that is all for the season. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for Nuno for co-commentating with me. And it's been a lovely season to embark. And we might actually get a few interviews as well, if Kata or Matima want to join us on the stage today.
Hi.
Hello. Well, what are your thoughts on that? Sorry, what are your thoughts on that?
Who did you ask, me or Sussy?
Oh, let's
I
go.
would have won if I didn't low.
Let's interview Sussy first.
Let's go with Saucy first. What are you thinking about that? 5th in the feature, and I believe 5th in the sprint as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I think our spot is getting hijacked by some Minardi guy from another game. I think we should kick him out.
We'll have to see about that. He might be a big problem for you next season, but we'll have to see. We do have Matty here. Thoughts on the race? So close in both the sprint and the feature. It is P2 in the drivers and a Constructors Championship in Challenger League for you. How do you feel?
Yeah, actually, this was the best season of my career. Really amazing one. I managed to score a lot of podiums. Sadly, no feature win, but at least I won 2 sprints. Figo era was also amazing, and because of that, we managed to secure my second World Constructors Championship title in CL. I love this guy. I hope Figo stays for the next season. And we'll see how that turns out. If I'm getting bent to UL, then okay, I will just race in UL, but I would love to stay in CL.
That is good to hear. I think the Riker Autos would love to keep you on for next season. If you do drive next season in Challenger League, though, who do you think will be your main rival?
I think it's definitely going to be Nico. He's showed crazy pace in the last 3 races of the season, and even managed to beat me on his debut.
Yeah, I think that is a good shout. Nico has come in and absolutely stormed away with a ton of podiums. I think he's raced 6 races for 5 podiums so far, and he's
Yeah,
not new
crazy.
to the game, but it's definitely not been his primary push until very recently. So we'll have to see how that plays out next year. But thank you.
I also see that Figo could fight for the championship if he actually gets to practice and doesn't miss half of the races.
Yeah, we'll
Because
have to
this
see how
guy
that
is crazy
goes.
fast.
There is still a lot of drivers who won't be banned from CL and might be able to drive next year. I mean, yourself, we've got 6Y still, we've got Nico and Figuera, as you mentioned as well, and Kato probably... I think Kato's made a statement about not racing next season. But,
Yeah, Kado is retiring, sadly.
yeah, unfortunate ending for his season, but he will drive one last time in UL later today, I hope. But for now,
Yeah, I too.
that is all.
Wait. I would like to tell one more thing.
One more thing?
Yeah, actually, about this battle with Kader. This was probably the best battle I had this season. So much overtakes. Battle was relatively clean. We battled for the whole race. I didn't know who's gonna win, but sadly Kader came in front. I would like to congratulate him for the race win at the championship. He really deserved that after that unlucky first half of the season. And yeah, also I really enjoyed that battle. Thanks, Kader. And also, I would like to end this interview with a big thank you to Kader, and especially Kado. Mate, I loved racing with you. We're definitely going to miss you, and we hope that you're going to come back someday. And also, thanks everyone for this amazing season. You're the best.
Really appreciate that heartfelt congratulations to your 2 title rivals here, but absolutely love to hear it. Unfortunately, we couldn't have Kato or Kada in the chat right now, but that is all good. We'll have to see how they go on in the UL race in just about 40 to 45 minutes time. We'll have to see how that goes. But for now, that is all for Challenger League. That is a wrap on Season 11, and we'll see you in the new year for Season 12, and we'll have to see how that plays out. Thanks for coming.